Morning. That marigold. Oh my gosh, she's purred. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning. You see? Okay. Good morning. God bless you. Good morning to you. I'll get you, Gomez. Hey, buddy. Hello. Mr. Handsome. Morning. Here you go. Here's your feed. Here. Is it because I'm filming you? I'm sorry. Here. We're going to put it back here just in case she rains today. Is that okay with you? Oh, you're so puffy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Look. Here you go. Here. Very handsome. Very nice. Do you want some? I have the babies to take care of, so I don't have time for your puffiness today. Morning. Hi. Very nice. Your feathers are so beautiful. I love them. Oh my goodness. I know. What's wrong? Come here. Why don't you come eat? Okay, we'll come play later. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tori if you're new. Today we are going to be cooking from the pantry and seeing how many meals we can make without going to the grocery store. So my neighbor had just dropped off some awesome goodies from his property. He has some sweet potatoes there, regular potatoes, and chestnuts, one of my favorites. So I'm really excited to have kind neighbors that want to help the cause, we shall say. I can't wait to be able to give back to my neighborhood because my garden kind of slacked this year, but that's okay. We had a lot going on. So we ended up making some smoked pork with that in the crock pot and just some leftovers. And then I did my classic mash. So I used some of those sweet potatoes from the neighbor, regular potatoes, some biscuits, and just went for it. And then this morning we were on egg collecting duty. As you can see, we are swimming in eggs. I'm excited about that. We were struggling there for a little bit once again, but we are doing just fine now. So I do a variety of things with eggs, and you will see that in this video. Okay, here is my plan for this situation. I wanted to make pickled egg beets, and that is pickled beet eggs is what I'm trying to say. And that's because we finished our pickles. And sometimes I'll just put cucumbers in here, just some English cucumbers, and into this brine here because it's so good, and then go from there. But I'm gonna hard boil these eggs because we have them. And then for pickled beet eggs, you just put this brine in here, or the juice of these beets, and then it dyes them a pink color. If you're from around these parts, they do that a lot, but they use synthetic dyes where you could just use beets. So anyways, that's what we're doing. But then we will be left with beets. And my favorite thing to do with that is to make a, I don't know what to call it. You could do like a pasta salad here, put some pasta with it. But I really like doing chickpeas, the beets, a little bit of Kalamata olive, and then I like to do the feta cheese crumbles. And you could even put like chicken with this, but this is a nice little side dish. So in the, I guess, theme of trying to make something out of nothing, we are trying to clean out our pantry here, but also make another thing. So I'll show you how these come out. Super easy to put together. So super easy, just as described, and you don't even need any dye. You can just use the beets. I have seen people put soy sauce in this instead and make it kind of, I don't know, I guess get that salty umami flavor, but I really enjoy these beets this way. It reminds me of back home, but I'm already back home because in Colorado there were no pickled beet eggs. So this is the salad and what I was planning to make with it. I did end up adding cucumber, and I did forget, I used to serve this with quinoa, so it's a nice little dish to have, but it can also be a main dish, and that's really what I'm going for. Just quick, easy, lighter meals when it comes to the fall and this postpartum period of mine. But I love beets, they're great for you, and I enjoy them. Alrighty, now on to the chestnuts. I'm doing just a classic preparation here, but I will fill you in on some other ideas that you could do with this. You just want to soak them, wash them out. I soak them for about 5 minutes, and it doesn't necessarily loosen the skin too much, but it loosens it enough for me to be able to do this safely. And I suggest doing this on just a towel instead of a cutting board, because some of these don't have the flat bottoms, but you just want to score the top of them here. And I am going to be steaming mine, but you don't have to do that. I feel like this is the most efficient way to do it, but if you have a different way, let me know. I like more of a savory chestnut. A lot of people add cinnamon sugar to theirs. It really just depends. So as you can see, I'm just stabbing into mine now and moving my hand because my husband said I was scaring him and he's never seen anyone do this before. So I felt called to show him how it's done, but he wasn't here to snack on them with me later. So I did end up saving some for him, but chestnuts are pretty amazing. After you see me steaming them, you could totally dehydrate these, make them into a flour, and they're really good as like a nutty pasta. So I like making them into gnocchi. So using that thickening agent as the chestnut flour, if that makes sense, and adding your potatoes and doing some brown butter and sage with it. Or you could just make it into a pasta, or you could make it into a bread. But a chestnut tastes exactly what you would think it would taste like. It's a little sweet, a little nutty. And again, I love adding just like that salt and some fat. I used avocado oil today, but you could use grass-fed butter. And you just peel it off here and eat it. And it's very tasty. And I'm so very thankful that I have a nice neighbor that decided to share with us. I'm on a fresh air hike in our yard looking for some things to forage. There's so much of it. I know everyone says not to mess with pokeberry, but I might. I might just. Look how pretty this wall of ivy is. Love that. Goodness, goodness. Just letting things fall naturally. It's just so pretty. I love it. Beautiful. What are you doing? You're showing off. You're very handsome. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Very nice. Alrighty, and here's a not too healthy meal, but this puff pastry was $1 at Sharp Shopper, and my husband likes to take these little breakfast pastries to work with him, and I'm not really sure what to call this. If you grew up in my time period, we used to have these like Pop-Tart things that you would put into, oh shoot, I forget what they're called. Someone tell me in the comments below, but you put icing on top of it and that was the big deal. You put them in the toaster, but yeah, I just scored the edges here, put some strawberry jam in it and called it a win. I did some vanilla icing, just my classic vanilla icing, and then I put it on top of the Danish. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it a Danish. But yeah, I think my husband will really enjoy these. And then for dinners this week, we are going back in time to Colorado, but these are our staples when we are trying to save money, but we're also trying to have some leftovers yet be a little lighter, healthier, if that makes sense. So I have onion in there, I have carrot, I have potato, beans, and some sort of smoked sausage. You can get turkey smoked sausage right now for $3.27 at my local Walmart, or Sharp Shopper for $1.50, which is pretty awesome. I did put some apples in there. Sometimes I like doing that in the fall. It's really tasty. And then a good glunk of olive oil. That's what my son has been calling it. I think it's so funny. I don't, maybe because the can goes glunk, glunk, glunk. I'm not sure, but he always keeps me laughing. I have some water as well as some salt and pepper, and then you just bake that, and it's gigantic and filling, and you could make it with rice or quinoa or whatever you want. But we always have leftovers, and everyone's always full, and everyone finishes this, which is super important. So here's my bowl. I could go back for seconds. You could top this with cheese if you wanted, but it's a staple in the household. And moving right along, we do always have some sort of pasta dish. So this week I'm doing my classic mac and cheese. I like to make it into a chicken and corn mac and cheese, and I think I learned this from my grandmother, but I'm not sure. So we have some macaroni noodles dry, and then I have some liquid. I just did milk or water. You could do both, and I think I did that in this recipe. If you don't have milk and if there's none in the fridge and you're not sure what to do, you could always blend oats and water together and then strain it out, and that would be your oat milk. So it is a dairy substitute. It still cooks your macaroni, and I find that that's the most mild. But whenever I'm at Dollar Tree, I always pick up shelf stable milk, which is right now $1.50. So you could always have that on hand as well for recipes like this. And then I get a rotisserie chicken every other week. So right now mine are about $8 if I get a good version of it, but you could get one of those Costco ones for I think $5. I'm not sure. I don't really buy those, but this is really filling once again because there's so many starches in it. But this is the stick to your bones meals that get us through some tough times, but it is very inexpensive. And then one of my favorites, you know I'm a sucker for quinoa. We got that enchilada sauce 2 weeks ago from Sharp Shopper, 2 for $1, and I wanted to use that as a simmer. So we have corn from the summer, we have onions from the garden, we have beans, and we have that quinoa. Those are my home canned pinto beans, and just some enchilada sauce. And I serve this as is. If you wanted to bulk it up and you need some meat in there, you could do a can of chicken to keep it inexpensive, but this is just really great meatless with some cheese if you wanted. But again, that's not necessary either. You could put it in a tortilla or whatever you want. And now for my mom drive of the day. I try and do this every day, but just going through the corn, going on the back roads, and decompressing from a day in the kitchen. I hope this video was inspiring to you. I hope this helped you and motivated you to make something out of nothing. That's what my family always used to say, and it's stuck with me ever since. Let me know some of your favorite cheap and easy meals in the comments down below. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative. Bye, y'all.